Hi guys. I better check and see. Sorry I'm a couple minutes late, and I'll tell you why. A little bit of a situation occurred, and let's see here. Give people a second to catch on. Yep, there I am. See if we can hear. Sharon's watching. Hi, Sharon. Kathy's on. Hopefully you guys can hear me. Hi, Chris. I'll explain why I'm a couple minutes late. It's a little bit interesting, I think. Yeah, there we go. And I'll put the camera down, pointing down in a second. But so the card that I'm making, hi Dolores. Kathy says I'm good. Good. You know, I have to turn the sound off on my laptop when I'm doing this so that it doesn't reverb or whatever that's called. You know, you get a lot of feedback sound, but then I never quite know if I'm on there. So, yay. Hi, Sharon. Yep, you found me tonight. Yes. Oh, Mary, you're watching. I thought you had family over. Maybe everyone's gone now? I don't know. Anyway. Hi guys, my regular friends who are watching. We can't be having class tonight, although I've got a couple planned coming up. Hey Mary. Okay, so let me explain why I'm a couple minutes late. So we're going to do this card, and you'll get a better picture of it when I put my camera in the holder down. But we're going to do this really pretty card. It's got vellum, colored vellum on it, heat embossed and then colored vellum. I cased a friend that she used to be a Stampin' Up demonstrator, and then she quit for a while, and then she rejoined again briefly last holiday season. And when I went to look for on her page and on Stampin' Up, I see that she's left again. So unfortunately, I really liked her. I really liked her style. She's got a real clean classic style. So anyway, I'm casing one of her cards that I always loved, never got around to doing, using a set that I have hung on to for a long time and never used the butterfly, never used the flower. I made a couple prototypes and I thought I would do a card, but I just never got around to it. I don't know why. You know how new catalogs come out and people are all buzzing about new stuff. So tonight I thought, I'm going to use this. So Wednesday night I planned the card, I made it and everything. And it was available. And then yesterday I checked to make sure it was still available, and it was still available. And today it was still, well, wouldn't you know, now this set does not show up as available anymore. Yeah, of course, wouldn't you just know. So normally I would never do a card showing you something that you can't purchase. I mean, it's kind of fun to learn the techniques and watch the techniques, and it's a beautiful set, but you know, if you can't get it, that's troublesome. So I was scrounging over there in all my stamp sets for one that I thought on the fly, and I know Mary and Sharon know about this. Frenchie does on the fly. I thought, what the heck, I'll rise to the challenge on the fly. I'll try to find a different set, and I'll go with a different flower. The measurements aren't going to be quite right on everything here, but I'm just going to give it a shot and see how it goes. So why not? So on the fly, I'm going to change and use Floral Essence, which is also still available. This is carrying over. This was introduced last year in the new catalog in June, and it's a carryover set. And it's beautiful, and I do love it. But I really had high hopes of using this one. But anyway, we'll do what we're going to do, okay? I'll just change it all over to this one. So let me put the phone down, pointing at the table. Nothing fancy on my table. In fact, it looks like a mess, but this is how real people craft, you know. So let me turn it down, put it in my holder, get it in there so I feel like it's not going to fall out. Okay, yes, that looks pretty good, pretty straight, pretty even. Okay, now you got my hands. How boring is that? I'm going to look over on my laptop and make sure that it looks decent there. So here is the card. I'll move this stuff out of the way that's glaring. And I'll pull it up closer. And as you guys know, there's always a lag on my computer. Gosh, my lag is worse tonight. Ah. Okay. Well, here's the card. I'll come over this way with it. So this piece here, this flower, is vellum that I've heat embossed with black and then colored using Stampin' Right markers, not Stampin' Blends. I did play with using the Stampin' Blends on these. I had several colors out. I just didn't get the coloring that I wanted. So I tried using these and I'm happy with this look. So this one uses the Highland Heather Stampin' Right marker. And then some Granny Apple Green for the leaf on there. Some pretty layering, some pretty ribbon that I love. That ribbon is available in just while supplies last because it's retiring. But it's in the Gorgeous Grape. It's this kind of striped ribbon. Or it's also in this one. Is it Coastal Cabana or Bermuda Bay? I'm not sure. I'm looking. Oh, I've got tape over the name, wouldn't you know. Anyway, that's a pretty color too. So my plan tonight was to do this card, but using the opposite color. So I guess I'll do that, but I'll do it with this other flower instead, since this one's not available. Also, those of you that come to my Zoom group, Crafty Sessions, you know that Renee in Michigan that is, mentioned her parents who live in Canada are having their 50th wedding anniversary, and she, on the card, one of the card groups that she and I belong to, she was asking people if they were interested at all, they could send a anniversary card to her parents for their 50th, because unfortunately them in Canada, right, not far from her, but just like across the border a ways, she can't see them because the borders are closed because of COVID-19. So she's kind of hoping that people do like a card shower for them. So I'm going to send this one. I don't know if they like purple or not, but I thought it was pretty. But we'll make this kind of idea using this other stamp set tonight. Okay. And if you've never heat embossed on vellum, I think I showed that a couple Facebook Lives ago. I did some heat embossing on vellum, but I don't remember, I don't think I colored on it. I think I just heat embossed on it. Tonight we'll color on it too. Okay. And just do some real classic layers. And instead of making tonight's card a happy anniversary one, I've got a different sentiment I think I'll use just to change it up a little. So here's my card base. If Randy watches later, she'll get a kick out of this. It's a hot dog card, meaning it's a long, narrow card. So it's 4 1/4 by 11, scored at 5 1/2, and it's the thick Whisper White cardstock. You need thick if you're using it for your base. And then I've got some black and white layers, kind of keeping it that classic look. And then a piece of vellum to heat emboss and color on. This is a kind of an important aspect to know. If you're not a Stampin' Up person, and you use just regular vellum that you buy maybe at, you know, a chain store that's local, that stuff sometimes can be kind of thin and doesn't hold up well to heat embossing. But Stampin' Up's is called cardstock vellum. It's really thick like cardstock, so it does pretty well with heat embossing. I've never had a problem with it. So that's what I've got, a piece of cardstock vellum here that will do. Let's see what else. Oh, and an embossing folder. I'm going to use the Scripty embossing folder. I have it labeled here. It's a newer one. So it takes the blue special 3D embossing folder. So I'll be doing that. And I'm just, you can't hardly tell it. It's very subtle. But it's the white square here that the flower is on. That's what's embossed. Hopefully it's right there and you can see it. But it's pretty subtle, but kind of pretty, I think. So, all right. That is if I don't forget to emboss. And I'm going to keep my marker and my ribbon out here. And I don't think with this one, yeah, I won't need the Granny Apple Green. So since I'm changing and using the flower from the Floral Essence set, there's no leaf on that. You know, I suppose I could do a leaf and add it, but since I'm kind of on the fly here changing it up, I'm just going to leave it this way. And I think I will start, first things first, with the embossing. So I'm using the Stamparatus. This set is photopolymer. So I have added this piece is a foam thick piece, but it's got the grid on it. When you buy the Stamparatus, you do get a black foam piece to go in there for when you use photopolymer stamps, because they're thinner than the red rubber. But this was an optional thing I decided to buy because I like having the lines and the grid on it. But when you get it, as I said, it already comes with a foam piece, so you're good to go if you choose to use it that way. So let's see, I popped this in here. Yeah, my vellum's going to be much bigger than I need. Let me swap over to this other piece of vellum. Since I have now changed to this flower instead of the other, don't need as much. And I'm going to show you a couple butterflies I did with that set too, even though I know it's not available, but they're pretty and I wanted to show them to you. That was my original intent. So this is that powder embossing buddy that helps reduce static cling. I always use it when I am going to emboss. Put that there. And then, of course, I should see if there's any questions. Oh, hi, Dee is here and Paula's here. Wow, thank you guys for joining me. Dee, I don't know if you were on here at the beginning. I said I had to, at the very last minute, change to a different stamp set for this card because the stamp set I planned on using and did my card, my model card from, was on the last chance list, and today, as of just today, it's gone. No longer available. So, wouldn't you know? Been there for days and days and days, then today, gone. Was there when I planned the card and everything. So let's see how that did. Yep, there we go. So, I used Versamark ink on there after I did the embossing buddy. Close this out of the way for a sec. I have black embossing powder that I'm going to use. This is really pretty too. Like you'll see on the butterflies that I did, I used gold or copper on one and I used silver on another. So if you were any of these that you do, those are colors that are available for powder. Just like the black, because I was using the black layers. There we go. And then I just tap on the back. All right. This out of the way. And this is when I look and make sure I don't have any stray powder anywhere on here that I don't want, even though I'm going to cut this out anyway. I would check that right now, and I don't. And then always let your heat gun, sorry for the sound, but always make your heat gun warm up for just a half a minute before you take it to your paper. Or at least that's how I do it. And then I start on the back and warm it up just a little bit. And then I move to the front. And I start in one place and I move across. And I heard a person one time describe it as chasing the change. Hopefully I'm not so loud with my thing that you can't hear me, but there we go. Turn that off. So I was saying one time I heard a demonstrator call it chase the change. So as you're doing it, you can see the powder melt. It turns real shiny and melts. And you just keep moving your gun, chasing that around. I don't go back and forth like some people do. I just stay kind of in one place, and as it changes, I move it until it's all done. And then just give it a look and make sure you don't see any powder that didn't get melted. If you touch this right away, it's pretty warm, so just hold off a sec, but it doesn't take long to cool. So there we go. Okay. Where's my big honkin' scissors? They're there. I don't need this big long piece over here on this side. I'm going to cut this off. Okay, there. We'll need my fussy cut scissors. Okay, so, yeah, I'm going to try this other color on here. Like I showed you on the first card, I'll set it here. I used Highland Heather with the Highland Heather ribbon. We'll try this and we'll see how this works. I started out using Bermuda Bay on a piece of vellum, just, you know, coloring on the side of it. And I didn't love it. It was just a bit too dark, I thought. So that's why I want to try this one. When I colored just on a straight piece of vellum, I thought this was pretty. And you can do something called stained glass effect, where you color on the back side of vellum and it shows through. But that wasn't the look I was going through on this, because when you do that, it's much more muted, the color through the vellum. And I was looking for a bit brighter, vibrant color. So I'm just going to real quick color right on top. And it's super simple. The lines on the embossing just kind of guide your marker. And I'm going to cut this out, so if I goof up and go outside the line, it won't matter too much. And I just use the side of the brush tip and just fill it in. Don't agonize over it. I might do the center. Let me think. Maybe a pale yellow like So Saffron or something. Not something too bold, but something there. I'm just going to turn this and do a little more coloring. Had I known ahead of time I was going to have to change up the stamp, I probably would have resized my layers, because, and I may have to do that as we're going along, because my fear now is I needed, you know, one this big to kind of take up that space. Now it's gonna be different, so I don't know, I'll have to be flexible. And I think I'll add a little, what I did on here is I did it all the one color, and then I went back to some of them and went over it a second time, and that's how I got a change in some is darker, some is lighter. So I think I'll try doing that a bit here. And I think I'll go towards the centers, making them a little darker, just like we would shade, you know, with Stampin' Blends. I'll just add a little bit more in those areas. There. And it's hard to tell. Let me get some white behind it. Now you can kind of get a better idea. I need a little bit more here. There. That white behind it, you can kind of see better. Okay, so let me see about a light yellow. So if you have the Stampin' Right marker set, it's kind of nice to have all these options. I'm gonna guess this is So Saffron. No, this one's Daffodil Delight. Here we go. So Saffron. Yeah, I think that could work. What the hey? The whole thing is an experiment tonight anyway, isn't it? Oh, good news for those of you that did bingo. Was that 2 weeks ago when we did bingo? Today the order came. About 3:30ish, something like that today. It showed up at the door. So yay, I'll be sorting through that stuff and getting things to you guys later. So that's very good news. Okay, I'm just going to do a little bit of yellow now. Yeah, there we go. That was with So Saffron. I decided, I think this is too bright. So, even though I know I said I wanted things brighter, but not that bright. Okay, I'm going to quick do some fussy cutting. And I'm going to go right up to the black, the embossing part. It was a little bit easier to cut out that other flower that I did because the lines on it are bolder, so I could get right up to the line pretty easily. You do not want to cut off the black, which, watch me, I probably will. And you always, when you fussy cut, you always want to move the paper, not the scissor. You've probably heard a million demonstrators and just paper crafters in general say that. And I've seen a few use kind of a bigger scissor. I tend to do better with the little one. Either the Stampin' Up. Where are my Stampin' Up snips? My paper snips. These are the best scissors. But as you can see right now, I've got a ribbon on them. I reserve these for my ribbon scissors. These babies are awesome. But I should get another pair and use them for fussy cutting instead of these cutter bees. Anyway, back to trimming this out. I think Mary was making my Texas caviar recipe yesterday or today. I can't look at the camera right now while I'm talking, Mary, but I hope it turned out good. I was running around. I did cook supper tonight. Rod said, "You're not going to cook supper, are you? You got a Facebook Live." I said, "No, I'm going to cook supper." So I was running around like chicken with head cut off at the last minute, you know, cooking and eating and then trying to get food put away. He nicely said he would clean up the kitchen for me, so So see, I tried to get right up to the black, but still have some black left on here. And when I did the other flower, same thing. I cut right up to the black, but you can see the black was there. I didn't want that edge around it. So, okay. Yeah, this is going to be too big now, so I'm going to have to resize things, I think. Or tuck some leaves in there. Right. I don't know. I mean, it's not bad. I'd like to go down just a little bit. Let's go down just a tad. Here's my layers. See, this would be on here. And I think that's just maybe a 1/4 inch smaller. Right now, this is 2 7/8 square, 2 7/8 by 2 7/8. So I think I'll go down to 2 5/8. Let's cut that. That means I'll have to do my scallop square. And that's with the layering scallop squares. I think I said 2 5/8, didn't I? Yeah, I think I did. Maybe not. No, that doesn't look square now. So that's 2 5/8. Would I go this way? Oh, I went 2 4/8 this way. Let's see. That would work though. Let's do that. 2 no. Yeah. There. Okay. Now let's see which layering square is going to work for it. I used the largest layering square on this one, so I need to go down. Let's see what's going to work. Ooh, I guess that just right. This one. Left out there. Okay. Let's bring Big Shot up. If you don't have the layering circles, layering squares, and layering ovals, they're awfully, awfully helpful. I can't really, I can't work without them. I use them so much. And now we've got some other neat shapes and sizes too. But let's just cut the, oh wait a minute, yeah. Let's just cut this guy down. And I'm probably not in camera. I hadn't planned on using the Big Shot up here right now with you guys, but I think you've all seen the Big Shot work before. So let me crank this through. Oh, of course I forgot to say, if you would like to like and share my video, A, I would appreciate it because then more people can find me, and B, I'll do a drawing like I've been doing and give away a card, the card I made tonight. Now, before I put Mr. Big Shot away, I'll put this back in the camera. Hopefully you can see it. If I change it a little bit here, yeah. I'm going to emboss that. It's a smaller square now, of course, but I'm going to line it up. On this 3D embossing folder, there's a line along here. And with something like this where there's lines of text, I don't want them to go cockeyed. So I'm just making sure that that's lined up pretty straight against there. That looks pretty good. And then I put the fold of the embossing folder in first. And then, like I said, that special 3D embossing plate that is new. And there's that. Let me move this back out of the way. There. I'm going to take just a second and look up here and see if there are any questions or anything. I keep hitting the wrong keys. Mary says port 2. Oh, Deja helped. Oh, yay. How fun. How fun to have the granddaughter help. Awesome. Okay. Let's get back to this and see if It's going to be different having a different size square up there now. I'm not sure how I'm going to like that, but oh well. Like I said, I had to, at the very last minute, substitute something. So, okay, I'm going to glue this down right now. I like liquid glue if there's a very small border, and on this there is. It's just a hint of a black border around this. So I really want to be able to slide it. So I used even a little bit more liquid glue than I might normally, which will allow me to slide the white on here so that I can kind of even up the border all the way around. When you're talking a 1/16 of an inch border, you know, it's hard to get that just right, but I'm gonna let that dry now. Let's look at this and see if I want to add any more. No, that looks like I'm gonna keep it that way. Okay. Now I can add my flower now. On this one, the center was pretty dark, so I put a dimensional behind there and hid it. This one, that's not going to work because it's now light in the middle. So I think I will put a little bit of, I won't even be able to use a dimensional, I do not think. Oh well, that's fine. This one won't be raised. I think I'll just go with raising the whole panel. I'm just putting a little bit of tape runner on the back of this. There we go. And because of the coloring through there, you know, it doesn't really show that much. In fact, I don't think I can see it at all. I'll hold it up here and see if, show you guys, but can't really see it at all. Okay, I might touch up a couple places. I think when I was fussy cutting this and my thumbs were on there and fingers, I think it maybe pushed a little of the color. Plus I'm going to add a little bit more towards the center just for that dimension again. If anybody does this and does it with their Stampin' Blends, I'd love to see it. Like I said, I tried it out and I just wasn't all that crazy about it that way, but other people might feel differently. Oh, yikes, I forgot to get a new pack. That's okay. My dimensionals, I'm getting down to where I've got just the edge, and never throw those away. Just cut them and use them. And always, when it's something a little bit bigger, I don't want it to sink in the middle, so I'll put one in the middle of like a square or something, or a very big circle. Okay, so let's get back to this. These two layers are awfully skinny too. There's not much black around there. So as I described before, I'm going to use liquid glue so that I can slide it into place with a little narrow border. I can move these scissors out of the way. These markers, cluttering up the place. There we go. That looks pretty good, I think. Okay, now before I mistakenly glue this down, I want to put my ribbon around it. And as I said, this is the, here it is, the Bermuda Bay. It's called striped ribbon. It's really pretty, and you can feel the stripes in it too. So, as of yesterday, this was also still available in the last chance section. But when I got on there and saw that the stamp set that I had wanted to use was gone, I quit looking. I was like, no, quick, figure out something else. So I did not have a moment to check and see if this ribbon is still available. But if it is literally your last chance, because almost all of the ribbon changes out. Not every bit of it, but almost all of it changes out with the new catalog. New catalog goes live June 3rd. That's next Wednesday. And very exciting to have new things. All right, now, whoops, That could go a little bit higher over here. There we go. I think I like that. There. Let me check again. Then I'm going to make a bow. I tie my bows on the spool, but if that's hard for you, some people prefer to cut a piece of ribbon off and then tie their bow. I always think I'm going to waste more ribbon if I cut it off, but I don't know. This way I think you use a little bit less. There. I was afraid I would really fumble with you guys, but that turned out pretty good. And then of course I cut my ribbon at a slant. I think I got this one too long. There we go. And this is my trick for keeping it from unrolling, but I'm sure there are other great tricks. Just take a piece of washi tape and stick it off to the side. I should find out what other people do sometime. Comment on there if you've got a better trick for that to keep it from unrolling. That's mine. Okay, so back to this. So we've got the ribbon around there. We're ready to go on. But I want to stamp down here real quick. And I said I had done this one Happy Anniversary. So this one I'm going to use, here it is, from the Floral Essence set. I thought this was pretty. It says, wishing you a blissful future. You know what? Emily's, yeah, this would be a wonderful wedding card. I think I will do that. Otherwise, ooh, I like these two. Happy birthday. Feels like I did happy birthday recently. Here's the anniversary one I used here. Happy wedding day. Yeah, I think I'll stick with this idea. Oh, if this set weren't retired, well, were available now, this one is really good. Always thinking of you. But since you guys can't get that, I'm going to go with this. Wishing you a blissful future. And then on the inside, I'll put the one that says, with friendly thoughts and best wishes today and every day. That would be nice. So those two. Couple blocks. And I like to use my grid for lining text up. Okay. And let's use, I got Stays On out. I don't usually use Stays On, but I thought, oh, tonight I'm going to use Stays On. Who was it? Mary? Were you the one that was talking about how Stays On smells? You like the smell of Stays On? I'm going to try. I'm going to move this down a little bit. I want to line it up. I'll probably get it crooked because I'm trying to keep my head out of it. Oh man, I don't like how that did at all. Should have used my Stamparatus. Okay. Scratch that, baby. Well, I'm keeping it real in many ways tonight, aren't I? Cut another piece. Whisper white. So much for getting the Stays On out and trying that tonight. That didn't make me thrilled. Okay, what size was that? 3 5/8 by 4 7/8. Okay. 4. And watch me get my hands in that ink. 4 7/8. So that's right before 5. His music was loud, wasn't it? By 3 5/8. So there's 3 4/8. That'd be 3 1/2. So 3 5/8 is 1 past 3 1/2. I know a lot of people say they have trouble figuring eighths, so think of taking it up or down a half, you know, to the half mark, and then you'll be okay. So here, I'm going to do this trick. I'm going to put it on this side. Haha. See how that works? But before I do that, I'm going to stamp it, the darn thing. And let's use the stamp apparatus this time so I don't have another stamping problem. Turn this around. Line this up in here. Oops. Get off of there, ribbon. I'm going to keep you over here. Watch me lose that ribbon. Get it down here. Wipe this off. You wouldn't think I'd need to wipe it off, but if I don't wipe it off when I position it on there, I'll end up getting ink where I don't want it. So I'm going to move this over here. Back up. It's hard to get this in the camera for you, but trust me. So it looks straight. And I'll know by my lines on here. Yep, there we go. Okay. Try it again. See if this time it does better. I'm still going to try that stays on. If it fails me this time, I might go back to what I always use, always use, is Memento. So let's try it. Let's see. Oh, I still don't like it. Dang. I may be giving away a stays on ink pad. Wow. I've never used this literally. When we were talking about stays on the other day, some of us online, they were talking about the smell of it. Wow, that's terrible. And so I cut this open. It was the first time I've ever opened it then. So I put it in the drawer. There, finally. Good Lord. I'm going to get that W one more time. I'm not loving it. Okay. Those of you that like stays on, do you ever have trouble like that with photopolymers? Now granted, I haven't used that stamp very many times. But, I mean, is that the problem? Oh, hi Cheryl. Sorry, it's hard for me to see when people pop in, but thanks for joining. So let me set this aside to dry for just a sec since I had to do it so many times. And let me do the inside of the card while I'm waiting. Let me take the flower off, put it back up here, and on the inside, gosh, do I stick with the stays on or not? That's the question. I don't know. That is a very good question. I guess I'll try it. I've got plenty of card bases, I think, so if it doesn't work, I'm gonna have to look in the comments and see if anybody mentions how stays on works for them when they use it. Oh, hey. Oh, Renee just said it. Thank you. No, my magnet wasn't in the way. I thought of that and I checked it. It was not giving it trouble. But yes, sometimes you do have to watch your magnets. Make sure they're not too close to where you're stamping. But no, it wasn't touching or anything. I mean, there was clearance. That's what I wanted to say. So, Renee, you have problems with stays on too? Okay, good. I may never use it again. I don't know. Let me get this out of the way. That took extra time that hadn't planned on. Oh well. Not sure about you guys, but my Friday night is not terribly full of other activities, so I'm good. Okay, this should be dry enough now for me to put on that black layer. If it's not, I'm destined to never use stays on. I know they say you need to use StazOn if you are watercoloring, because Memento will run. You can use Memento with the alcohol markers, but you can not use it with watercolor. So we used to use our black archival ink pads, which I still have one up here. Basic black archival ink for watercoloring, but we no longer sell that. And instead we changed to StazOn ink. But I'll be honest, I was still using my black archival. But today, that's why I thought, oh, I'll make myself do that. So, oh well. Back to this. Let's get the ribbon back on there and get that focal point on there. Get the silly card done so I can show you the pretty butterflies. Look, see, no one will ever know this is on the back, right? My secret, only you guys who've watched this know. Make sure you don't tell anyone. Renee, the first card that I showed him that I was going to make tonight is for your parents' anniversary. But I had to change it up. I mean, they'll still get that card, but I had to change up the design because the stamp set I wanted to use, that was on the last chance list, it's now on the no chance list, I guess. As of this afternoon when I checked one last time, because I checked yesterday, I checked Wednesday, the day I planned it, everything. Then this afternoon when I checked, it was gone. So that's... So I'm telling them that this is called stamping on the fly, as Frenchie does, if you ever watch Frenchie. I had to change it at the very last minute, right now, tonight. Okay, there. Back to this. Now, got a little more give than I would like it to have. There we go. There. Okay. Sorry, guys. Here's the original card that I would have done using. So anybody that already has this stamp set, I guess it's good to see this way, because you can do it with this if you already own it and you're not going to sell it or get rid of it, because it is a beautiful stamp set. The sentiments, I think, really sold this one for me. This happy birthday, the way it's written, is so pretty, and then always thinking of you is beautiful. But since I was making this one for Renee's parents for their 50th anniversary, I used the happy anniversary stamp instead. Now the other thing I did on here that I'm going to do now on there is I added Wink of Stella up here. I don't know if I'll get the light just enough so you can see it, but it's got a little bit of a sparkle. You see. It's hard to get it. So I'm going to do that on here real quick. Let's see if this Wink of Stella is nice and juicy. And I just... Let me try my other one. One thing you should know when you do this, though, this brush will pick up some of that color. So don't rub too much. And don't go from one color to another without cleaning it off real quick. And what I mean by that is there. Now, when I go to do the yellow center, first I better brush it off, because see, there's just the littlest bit of color there. And I would carry that into here, and this is lighter, so I wouldn't want to do that. There. We always love Wink of Stella, don't we? You just have to love Wink of Stella. So there. You know, I think that turned out okay with this flower from the Floral Essence set. I used this one. So, and what could be fun, I could have even done the leaf and tucked it under, or you could do these on the vellum, like 2 or 3 of them, and then punch them out and build them together. That would be very pretty too. Love that idea. So there's that. Good deal. Okay, here I said I'd show you some butterflies I did. I was going to build cards with these. Let me put it on paper so it shows up better. So here's one I did, and I used silver embossing powder with it. Let me get it up, kind of turn it a bit. Isn't that pretty? And I used, on the butterfly is neat because of course you can use different colors. Whoops, his little antenna is sideways. So I used, I think Old Olive, Pretty Peacock, and Pool Party maybe for the light. I can't remember. So I'm going to build this up on a card. And then this one I used, I'm going to put it on the white so you can see. Get a big piece of white. This one I used either gold or copper embossing powder. I can't remember. Kind of looks like copper to me. And then let's see, what colors did I use? Mango Melody, probably the bride one. What's it called? Something Blushing Bride. I think Blushing Bride maybe. And then this might have been Lovely Lipstick. So different looks. So I'm gonna build that up on a card with these colors, and then I'm gonna build this one on this card. Oh, in this color. So I'm gonna do those later. Probably later tonight. So anyway, any questions? Oh, Blushing Bride. Thank you, Sharon. Yeah, I thought it was something like that. I know the butterflies are so pretty, aren't they? They take a little, not more work really, just a little more coloring. You've got to think about where you're going to put the different colors and then mirror it on the opposite side. And I did put Wink of Stella on those too. I don't think you can tell, but anyway, there's those. So let's see. Renee, hopefully, oh, do you have that stamp set, Renee? Everybody, comment if you have the stamp set. Let's see. Renee, you don't have to have surgery, do you? I can't see all of the comments on here. I hope your shoulder's doing okay. My husband has the same problem as you do, but we haven't done anything yet about it. Renee does not. Okay. I don't know. I guess that set will have to go on my, I can't keep every step set forever, so I might have to put that on my BOGO sale when I have one down the road, but it is pretty. So, no, Mary doesn't. I debated too long, Sharon says. Oh, yeah, I know. This was your first Stampin' Up! Purchase, Renee, that set? Oh, isn't it lovely? It's been around a little while. I think I bought that set 2 years ago, and like I said, I don't think I ever used it in a card. Oh, in a card class, I should say. I think I showed you guys this one the other day. I used this, I made this card with that. And this one was with pencils, not markers, but it is heat embossed. And then I've got another butterfly set in here. Oh yeah, this one. So you can see I tended to like the butterflies. I did more butterflies than anything. I colored him. So I need to cut him out and put him on a card too. He's pretty similar to this one, the two of them. There we go. So yeah, butterflies are pretty. But Stampin' Up! always has at least one, if not 2 or 3 stamp sets with butterflies. So I have no worries that even though this set is gone, you know, and I've got the butterfly set that has the matching butterfly punch, and those are smaller ones, but you know, they've always got them. I know there's at least 2 other butterfly sets, I think, in the catalog. So anyway, anything else? 2 years ago you got it too. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, 2 years ago. I don't know if it was brand new then or what, but yep. That's tonight's card. And I should give you a sneak peek. Well, oh no, I moved it across the room. Never mind. I was going to do another card because you know how much I love this. I say it all the time. Beautiful bouquet. This is one of the ones that makes me saddest that it's retiring because I do so love this one. So I stamped up a really pretty card base. Was it last night? I think I stayed up till like 1:30 in the morning. I don't know. I was a stamping fool. So I think I'll do a Facebook Live on that maybe this weekend if I get bored. I would so much rather do this than clean the house. Shame on me. I mean, I guess wouldn't we all? I'm guessing we all do. We wouldn't be here right now if that wasn't it. So anyway, that's it. Anybody else got? Yep, Sharon, you're lucky you got that one. I so love that set also, Mary. So I'm guessing that means Mary has it. Mm-hmm. Good deal. Oh, put it on your list. Do you mean the beautiful, beautiful bouquet? This one, Renee? If this is the one you mean, it is still, as of right before I went live, it was still available. But, you know, I don't know. Last chance list, so who knows how long it goes. But here, let me go grab real quick. I won't keep everybody. I always say I won't keep it long, and then I talk. Huh. Who knows where it went? No, I guess I won't show you. Okay, never mind. I was going to show you what it was I stamped. Anyway, I'll do it another night. Or, yeah. Who knows where it went? This is the thing I should be doing instead of coming on here. I should, like, just clean out the craft room so I could find things easier, right? Raise your hand if you need to clean a craft room. Huh. Yes, Sharon, 5 more days. And the new one goes live. Those of you who are participating in my paper share and my ribbon share, I saw, oh, this was sad news. I saw on the inventory list today that 2 of the new ribbons are on back, I mean, several things are on back order, but 2 of the new ribbons that are on back order, they have an expected date of being back in the middle of July. Ah, that is beyond unhappy for me. Middle of July. So those doing ribbon share with me will have to talk about, I mean, I would think people would like to go ahead and get their ribbon and then just get that when it comes in. You know, go ahead and get the rest of the ribbon, and then the 2 that won't come in until July, you know, just wait for those. Look at my messy table. Oh my gosh, this is terrible. Usually I put that nice pretty paper down and I change where my view is at, so you get this false sense of a gorgeous craft room. It's all a lie. The only ones I would have trouble with that ribbon thing on is people that I have to mail it to them. I would hate to mail everything, although ribbon would be easier, so never mind, that would be easy. I could still send it all out and then maybe just in an envelope. It wouldn't cost a lot of extra shipping. I could mail the other 2 ribbons when they come. But yes, the new ribbons are on, and 2 of them back ordered, like I said, until the middle of July. That's stupid. That is, I don't know, maybe not the kind of planning I would have hoped for, but they're doing all they can, I guess. The good news was that order came in today, so I'll be getting a hold of all of you guys and dropping stuff off if you want this weekend. I don't know if any and all of you are around that ordered. Not everybody ordered, but those of you that did, I would be more than happy to bring this stuff over to you this weekend. So, all right, guys. Update on bingo and classes. Let's see. I'm looking at June. I'm looking at a class June 5th, a class June 12th, that being like a catalog kickoff thing. Then I was debating between bingo on the 20th or the 27th, Saturday 20th or 27th. The reason I thought about doing bingo on a Saturday is the last time we did it was a Saturday, and then I was able to open up the Zoom room to people all day. But I don't know. You can give me feedback. That's what I'm thinking. And I haven't gone much into July yet. But we'll be looking at it. So, thanks for joining me, guys. Mary's ready for class and bingo anytime. Well, class next Friday then, and the Friday after that, we'll do class. And then bingo either the Saturday after that or the one beyond that. I want to schedule the bingo early enough so that this time I think instead of a weird packet of stuff, we can all just, I don't know, maybe our packet will include one stamp set and then the materials to make your products out of that one stamp set, and people wouldn't have to spend a lot of time coming over here and stamping things differently. So, oh, you're very welcome. Thanks, guys. Thanks for coming. Renee, this one I'll put in the mail to your mom and, oh, but you know what? I need to ask you, what are their names? You might have told me already, but I don't recall. So let me get a Post-it. Do I have a Post-it note here? Yes. Okay. So if you're still on here, Renee, tell me your parents' names. Otherwise, I will message you. Put it in the comments, and then oh, she's already got it there. Good job. I know that I had you send me, I think, the address. So, Rick and Elaine McCloskey. You were a McCloskey, huh? McCloskey. Rick and Elaine. Okay. Yep, I got it. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. There. Anybody else wants to send Rick and Elaine a card, I'm sure Renee would, that would make her happy. If you're bored and want to make some cards, gosh knows we have plenty of card supplies. None of us should have trouble with that part of it. So, thanks guys. Have fun for the rest of that. Lost one letter. Uh-oh. Did I leave a letter off? Oh, I see. When you changed your name from McCloskey to McDonald. Got it. Yeah, McDonald's a little bit easier, but McCloskey was nice. You've seen my last name, so. Do I win the award for hardest name? I don't know. Possibly. Well, take care, guys. Have fun, whatever you're doing the rest of the night. And, yeah. See you around. Take care. I'll turn it off now.